All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here for this very special late night impromptu show. I wanted to get this show out of the way because Donna and I have our members only live stream that's going to definitely happen later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I will share more about that in just a little bit. But before we get to this very special show here this late night, that's only going to probably last about an hour or so. I'm going to try to get through all the information as quickly as possible. Let me make sure that everything is rolling smoothly as usual. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure it's rolling well. And it looks like it is. And let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it looks like it just did. And let me do a sound check. You can all join me here for this very special late night impromptu show. I wanted to... All right. All is rolling well. You know, I've been thinking a lot about the things that have transpired lately, surrounding or involving my channels out here on YouTube, my coaching business that I run with my girlfriend, Dawn. And hey, Ladybug, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. There's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out, just so you folks know in the chat. And, also what's been the hottest topic, which is this, fake attempt of somebody that was talking about ending themselves. Somebody put out a posting stating they were considering ending themselves. It ended up being a hoax. And it has really just stirred things up beyond belief. But more so than what this entails at face value, there are people that were involved in helping concoct this. Because I firmly believe that this man, DBD, disabled but deathly or deadly, however he calls himself. He's called himself both. Carl is his name. I do believe that Carl, before he even knew any one of us existed, I do believe that he's been struggling with some type of mental illness, some types of emotional issues, etc. It's quite obvious because I don't think someone would, do something like this, whether it was, prompted by other people in the group that he's been involved with, or he did it on his own. If he didn't have some type of mental illness or, lots of emotional issues or childhood trauma, or maybe his disability caused trauma. We don't know. And I'm not here to criticize you, Carl. I'm not. I've never, ever criticized you on your disability or anything like that. What I've criticized you on is your behavior towards me, the theft of my content, especially the members only content. And I have the right to do that. Just like if I was stealing your content, you'd have the right to defend yourself towards me or anyone else that would be stealing your content. I'm not 100% sure it was a hoax. Did you find proof? I missed. Well, if you're going to question the fact on whether it was a hoax or not, I'm going to assume you're a troll from the other side. And you are. So, Ladybug, I'm going to let you go. I don't need that here. I'm not going to play games. Okay? I'm not here to play games because I'm tired of people doing things to intentionally harm people on this platform, including myself and Don. It's not just Don and I, but it's many other people. I'm tired of people concocting these very vile and crazy things to stir up the pot and create content for this one group of people, right? And to go as far and, help someone concoct this fake attempt at ending themselves just to create content out of it. I mean, that is taking it way too far. And to the people that were involved in this, because this was not done by Carl on his own. This absolutely was not done by Carl on his own. I mean, he had help, plotting this whole thing. And if this whole thing was real, there's no way he would have gone from the ICU back to YouTube in like less than 24 hours or less than 18 hours or so. Give me a freaking break, okay? This was a hoax 100%, okay? But I don't even think this was Carl's idea. I think he was put up to this. And that's where I have a problem. I have a problem with people putting innocent people like Carl up to this for their own personal gain, okay? Or for the personal gain of their entire group. But tonight, I want to focus on talking about two people that I feel were weaponized to basically help validate this fake incident. So the topic of this show is RJ Sandefur and one other person were weaponized to validate the fake DBD incident. One more time. RJ Sandefur and one other person were weaponized to validate the fake DBD incident. I had to think about this for quite some time. I took an Epsom salt bath earlier tonight. Dawn went to bed early. She got up right before I was about to go live. I spent a little time with her. She's going to be going back to bed, and she's actually sleeping right now. And I was just thinking about this. I was like, what's really going on here? Who's involved, or who's been involved in trying to make this happen? And who's also being played by their own people? Now, RJ Sandefur, you were weaponized to validate this. I'm going to get to that in a second, but there's also one other person that I feel was weaponized to, try to validate this fake incident. And when I mention who this person is, a lot of you are going to be like, wow. Wow. Really? Yes. Yes. Because to me, right is right and wrong is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Right? And I don't care what anyone has done in the past to me or others. If they're being weaponized and I feel they need to be vindicated, I will mention that, despite how I may feel about how they've handled things with me in the past. So let's first talk about RJ Sandefur, Okay, RJ Sandefur, I made some postings on RJ several hours ago before midnight here Pacific time. It is now 2:49 a.m. Pacific time, 5:49 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, because when this whole thing was in motion regarding when DBD, we're going to refer to him as DBD for short, disabled but deadly, right? When DBD first put out that posting, there was a live stream that was going on, and I believe they didn't rebroadcast my live stream, but they played some clips from it on the replay, which is fine. And then they ran a panel after that, and there were some people on that panel. And I'm going to focus on two people on that panel. One of them was RJ. Hello, Peter Scully. How you doing? One of them was RJ, and the other one was Miss T. Okay? Now, I'm really trying to avoid mentioning Miss T, but I have to mention you here. And it will all make sense before the show is done. Okay? Now, I ended up listening to that whole show because I listened carefully to how people react in these situations. This was a situation of a man that, put on his community wall that he was considering ending himself, and these people were talking about it, and they were trying to make it appear like he's doing it because I put 2 copyright strikes on his channel, and because they were saying I was bullying him. I've never once bullied the guy. Show me proof of me bullying him. How have I bullied him? Right? If anything, he's bullied me. He's trash-talked me. He's stolen my content, not just my live streaming content that's public, but my live streaming content that's members only. So all I did was defend myself like I would with anyone else. I was treating him like a normal human being. I wasn't trying to treat him, any different than I would treat anyone else, with kindness and respect. And I asked him many times, I warned him that if you don't stop using my content, I'm going to remove you. I'm going to flag you down for copyright. And it got to the point of where he was re-uploading my members-only live streams to Rumble, which you can't download members-only live streams. YouTube won't let you do that. So what you have to do is either screen record it or do a live stream through StreamYard, and then just, let it play all the way through, and then you have a copy of it. That's what this guy was trying to do. And he got like 3 or 4 of my members-only live streams, and then I had to basically put those streams to private and restructure my pricing because this guy was trying to take me out. Like, this guy was trying to take me out. But do I think this was something he would have done? And I'm sorry about this, Legion. I have to mention you one more time. Okay? Do I think this is something he would have done if he wasn't a part of the Legion, or if he wasn't incentivized in some way, shape, or form to do it for the Legion, whether it's for money or if he wasn't getting paid or if he's not getting paid, just to feel cool and fit in? Like if he didn't get paid, he ended up doing this because he wanted to appear cool in front of people like Jamie and other people in the Legion, right? He was seeking the validation and acceptance of this group by doing this. And by him doing it, it basically keeps eyes off of Jamie and other people in the Legion from doing something wrong. But I'm not a dumb shit, and neither are other people. This all stems back to the Legion. Bottom line. It does. Jason says, hey, bro. And Jason furthermore says, right, Eli, maybe he should quit trolling online and do something constructive with his life. You're right, bro. You're absolutely right. But this is the thing, dude. I'm not really even upset at him. What I'm really bothered by is what the people at the Legion did. Now, I don't have any proof of this, but I know how people at the Legion work. The people at the Legion have had the same MO. They've had the same methods of operation for the last several years. Harlan, good morning, Coach. I sent you a gift on your PayPal. Check when you get a chance. Well, if you sent me a penny, I'm going to remove you. Well, there's nothing there. Yep, there's nothing there. So I'm going to remove you. Anyway. What I'm more concerned about is the people that put him up to this. Now, again, I don't have any proof, but I know how the Legion has worked, okay? And I'm not upset at anybody. I'm not trying to harm the Legion. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. Where I'm more so going with this is, how about you put yourself in the shoes of the people that you're doing this to, and ask yourself, if we were doing to you what you're doing to us, how would you feel? Have you folks at the Legion ever asked yourselves, if you flipped it and we were doing to you what you're doing to us, how would you feel? How would you handle it? What would you do? Right? And I'm really saddened that you folks, now I don't care if you do your reaction videos and you folks spin it any way you want to spin it, because you know I'm right about what I'm saying. You know, if what you've done to us for the last several years was done to you by us or other people, you folks would handle it differently. You'd flip out and you would do whatever it would take to defend yourselves, right? But you expect us to be okay with being victimized, being victims of all this crap, just so a few people can make money doing this. Listen, I don't want to harm anyone's ability to make money, but this is just not a good way to make money. It's not. It's not. So RJ was on that panel, and RJ also did 2 live streams within the last couple of hours. He was up pretty late. Jason says he got caught up in the attention that comes with these troll channels. They are to blame. Of course, they weaponized a disabled man, but they've also weaponized RJ and one other person that I'll mention here in a little bit. Okay. So RJ did a stream. I was taking a bath and I saw him go live, but I was watching another video and I said, you know what? I'll just tune in afterwards. I saw the title was about me, so I figured he would keep it up. Well, I finished the other video I was watching in the bathtub, and then I went to go watch RJ's replay, and I got about 7 or 8 minutes into it, and he deleted it, which is why I put out a posting on my community wall and called him out on that. Then about 30 minutes later, he went live again, and then I heard what he said, right? And to give you the gist of what RJ said, he was saying that what he heard, sounded believable. He heard, and he mentioned Miss T specifically. Now, keep Miss T in mind. And I'm not here to trash you, Miss T. I'm not. I'm not here to trash you. This is going to be actually good. Despite what you've said about me and every single thing that I've dealt with regarding you, which I've never had a problem with you, ever. I've never had a problem with you, but you've always inserted yourself into my business. And I think a lot of it has to do with the people you associate with, right? We'll get more into that in a second. But RJ said that he heard what Miss T said, and he said he takes people that are considering ending themselves very seriously. Well, who doesn't, RJ? Who doesn't take that seriously, right? But you should also know that this group of people that stems from the Legion have been playing these types of games for years. So you didn't take them into consideration. What you also didn't take into consideration, RJ, is you've known me for almost 6 years, and you hardly know Miss T. Now, I'm not trying to discredit Miss T, because I honestly feel Miss T was being genuine about this situation. I'm going to explain more about that in a second. Okay? But you basically believed Miss T when, she was saying that this is what's going on, and, it's Eli's fault, and blah, 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 blah. He drove him to do this or whatever, blah, 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 right? I was also being threatened to be sued. And I'm like, what did I do? I haven't done anything. Right? What upset me, RJ, not even upset, what disappointed me, RJ, is the fact that you believed her and you barely know her, but you've known me for almost 6 years, and I've always been good to you. I've always been loyal to you. But the problem is, RJ, you've been flip-flopping back and forth between the Legion and my group for years. And you did it again. I didn't think you were going to do it. I thought you were going to stay out of all this drama and this crap, but you did it again. You did it again. Right? And why do I think you did it, RJ? Because I think you feel you owe the Legion something, or maybe you're afraid that the Legion is going to take some action on you. I think, RJ, you feel some obligation to take their side, even if you know they're wrong, because you are afraid that the Legion's going to take some action against you off of YouTube. And that's not cool. It's not. It's absolutely not cool. I've known you for a long time. I've always been good to you. I've never, ever, ever said anything negative about you, except during the times when you flip-flop, because the same MO would happen for years, RJ. The same people are involved today. It's the same people, RJ. How come you can't see that's the same people that have been doing the same thing for years? And you just don't see it. Now, I could say you've turned the blind eye to it. I say that respectfully, but you're a blind man. So I understand that turning a blind eye would not make sense, regarding you. but it's a figure of speech. You know what I'm saying, right? It's like you turn the cheek. Let's put it that way. You turn the cheek, knowing that what's being said about me or what I'm being accused of is a hoax. It's a game, but you play into it. You play into it, and then you go as far and allow people on the panel to antagonize you, to call me the California cuckold again. You called me the California cuckold again. And there were people on that panel laughing at you and laughing at me while supposedly a very serious situation was happening about a man that supposedly was considering ending himself. If this story was true, no one on that panel would have been talking about the California cuckold. No one would have tried to get you to, say that. Now, I know Mr. Jack was on that panel, and he's very antagonistic. And he likes it when you do those things. Jack is all about entertainment. But anyway, forget about that, right? Forget about that. So you believe Miss T, right? I'll tell you why you believe Miss T, because she came off believable. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference between fake concern and real concern. People, for the most part, can tell if someone's pretending to show concern, which is also known as fake concern. Fake concern comes off differently than real concern. The way Miss T was coming off, I firmly believe she feels this was real. I firmly believe that that was real concern that was coming from you, Miss T, which leads me to my next part of this. You're being weaponized too, Miss T, and you're not even realizing it. You're being weaponized by your own people. Because here's what I think happened, right? And if you want to call this conspiracy, this is my theory. This is my theory. This is what I think happened. I don't know it for a fact, but this is my theory. What I think happened here, here's how I think this whole thing came about, okay? What I think happened here was that 4 or 5 people got together in a private chat outside of the main Discord. There's a main Discord, and then you have private chats, right? So if you're going to concoct this to appear real, so that way you can try to pin it on somebody like me, right? Okay, if you're going to try to concoct something like this and try to make it appear real, so you can get people to believe that it's my fault for this guy, trying to end himself, right? You've got to take it off of the main public section of the Discord and talk about it privately with that small group of people that are going to, play the role along with you, right? So I think there were 4 or 5 people involved in a private conversation. Now, I'm not going to mention who I think was involved in those private conversations. What I will say is that, Miss T, I do not think you were involved in the private conversations. I think you were involved in what they publicly presented to you and everyone else in the public Discord after they concocted this through the private chat with the 4 or 5 people there. Now, I will mention one of those people that I believe was there was probably DBD, okay? Was probably DBD, okay? So there was DBD and 3 or 4 other people, because there's no way this thing would have blown up the way it did if it was just DBD doing this on his own. There are more people involved, okay? Peter says, Miss T accused me of stalking Crazy Kid 949 when we have made a lot less content and took less actions upon him than she has with me. Well, yeah, and a lot of the stuff I feel that Miss T has done, she's been weaponized by the Legion. That's the bottom. That's what I feel. Here's the thing, Miss T, and I've tried to say this before. I'll say it again, and I'm trying to be respectful here. I honestly feel that you were being genuine with your concern about DBD because you were left out of the private stuff. So your own people were playing you. Your own people, Miss T, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I think your own people were playing you. Why? Why would they play you? Because they had to lead you to believe that this was real so you could react to me in a real way. They had to make it appear real. And in order to do that, they had to keep you out of the private stuff. And when they presented this to you folks in the Discord, in my opinion, that sets you off, right? But then when you realize this whole thing was a hoax, you took down all your postings, right? That's cool. I think you're being weaponized, Miss T, by your own people. And that to me is really sad. Really sad. But hey, do what you got to do. Hey, I'm just trying to get everything on the table or out of the way here, put it all on the table, and then move on. Because I really want to move on from this. But there are other people that I care for, like RJ, that I want to work with down the road. And I can't work with RJ if he keeps getting involved in this flip-flop BS, right? Because RJ was upset. RJ was led to believe that it was my fault that DBD was considering ending himself. And when I heard that, yes, it bothered me. Now, this happened a few days ago. Why haven't I talked about it yet? Because there were so many other things to talk about. I'm just getting to it now. Jason says, exactly. RJ is a known flip-flopper because of his disability. He's easily manipulated, but once again, these trolls are using him. Right, they're weaponizing you, RJ, and they're weaponizing Miss T. I'm telling you, Miss T, you're being weaponized. I'm telling you that. Believe it or not, I don't care. I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to vindicate you. Despite everything else you've done to me, I'm trying to be a good guy and vindicate you. Okay? I know we don't see eye to eye on many things, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Love me, hate me, whatever. Peter Scully says, yeah, crazy kid tags along with your haters because he was butthurt. You rightfully called out Filipina P's grift. 949 influences RJ in other disturbing ways. No, you're right about that. I agree. No, Filipina P is a grifter. She takes advantage of the thirsty beta male market, right? Without the thirsty beta males thinking that they have a chance to be with her, she wouldn't make the money she's making. Now, I don't care what she does. If she wants to use her looks and all that to make money on YouTube, go right ahead. I'm just stating my opinion. But my opinion is actually more so a fact. But I'll call it an opinion just to say, hey, we don't know 100%, but this is what it usually is, right? You're right, Peter. You're right. See, guys like Crazy Kid and RJ, they lack self-respect. And when you lack self-respect, women are not going to respect you. When you put women on a pedestal and kiss their ass, they're not going to respect you. I'm not saying, don't support Filipina P or anything, RJ or Crazy Kid, but understand that she's here to make money and she's not here to ever give any one of you guys a chance, right? In that way. That's all we're saying. Don't be naive. If you understand what she's doing and you still want to support her, so be it. Now, let me see here. Okay. What I want to do, let me go over to my community wall. Okay. There have been a lot of comments in my comment section. 12 hours ago, I shared the latest community posting by DBD, where he said, I will return regardless of the presence or absence of support. Furthermore, an unemployed, and I talked about this earlier, but I didn't read the comments that were shared on my posting of this. Furthermore, an unemployed 50-year-old life coach whose sole content consists of drama and the provision of poor and uneducated advice to individuals will not deter me. Well, sir, I'm a much more successful YouTuber than you. I get a lot more views. I've got a great girlfriend, and we're starting to do quite well. So why do you feel the need to project your unhappiness onto me? You're clearly projecting your massive insecurities onto me, which is telling me, in other words, that you wish you could have what I have. I've got a great girlfriend, and I'm building a great business, and I've been doing this for a long time. And then he goes, the time for weakness has passed. So I think this guy has already had mental and emotional issues before he got involved with the Legion, but that's what the Legion preys on. The Legion preys on mentally ill and disabled people and weak-minded people that have money, or they can weaponize in some other way to try to come at me or something. That's what they do. They've done that. That's been their MO for like years, right? It's the same old thing, right? And there are a bunch of comments that are quite interesting. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break right now at the 38-minute mark, and then come back for another 30 minutes or so and read some of these comments. Because they're very interesting. So I'm going to cue up some music here. Oh, yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention. Like, nah, I'm not going to mention that. No, it's not necessary. I'm not going to mention that. No. I've already said enough to the point of where nothing more needs to be said. If I need to mention something new, if people continue to question this, I'm going to save what I was going to say. I gotta learn to save, my diamond in the rough for when I really need it, right? Okay. So I'm gonna hold back on saying what I was gonna say. So let me cue up some royalty-free music here. Let's see here. All right, music is all queued up. I'm gonna step away for a quick break, and when we return, I'm gonna share some comments and share some final thoughts, and then we're gonna move forward. RJ, you're gonna want to hear this entire show, so if you're watching this on the replay when you get up, skip through the music. and listen to the second part because I'm going to make you an offer, RJ. I'm going to make you an offer, and we're going to see what you're going to do. Because I'm at the point right now where I'm really tired of the flip-flopping. You keep flip-flopping. You keep on believing the bad things that some people are saying about me, right? And I'm really tired of it, dude. When I've never done anyone wrong. I've said some things to you in the past I didn't mean because of your flip-flopping. The time I called you the blind, derogatory F word, I called you that because you had flip-flopped and we were on Jamie's panel and Jamie and other people were antagonizing me. But I didn't realize it was all fake instigated drama back then. I didn't figure that out until after that time, right? So the only times I've come at you, RJ, is when you flip-flop because you were manipulated by the Legion. And it's the same thing. It's still happening 6 years later, RJ. You're still letting it happen. And you're believing all this garbage. And you're letting it waste your time and our time, both of our time, I mean, from you and I getting together and creating some greatness that could help both of our channels blow up. Anyway, more after the break. Stick around. We'll be right back. We're back. We are back live. We are just going to scratch it and get right back down to business. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. We're just going to get right back to it because I'm getting a little bit tired and I really want to get some rest. Got some cleaning to do tomorrow. Don and I are going to clean up around the house a little bit, and then we're going to prepare for our members-only live stream that's going to happen tomorrow night right here on Coach Eli, 2 Authentic live streams at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. If you'd like to join us, you will need a $4.99 channel membership to view the show live in the chat. That only includes the live stream while it's live. If you want to be able to view the replay or any other live stream replay, regarding our members-only content, or when we start to put out some members-only pre-recorded videos, you're going to need at least a $9.99 membership. My advice would be to get the $9.99 membership. That'll get you everything regarding our members-only content. But if money's an issue, we understand that. The $4.99 will get you the live streams. And once the live stream ends, we flip the switch to $9.99. And the people with the $9.99 package or greater will get the replays, of the current live stream, the members-only live stream, and, the past ones as well. And any piece of pre-recorded members-only content we may put up on this channel later on down the road. Either that, or I may, start doing some more members-only content on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, and that will be a separate membership. We're going to figure out how we're going to do that, but we're going to provide you a lot of value. So that's what's happening for later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be going live right here, and Don and I are going to be discussing, overcoming depression and, how it affects you. It's going to be a very interesting conversation, and we both look forward to spending that time with you. These shows are very intimate. We typically will get about 10 to 15 people in there, and we give you our undivided attention. So get your channel memberships, and please join us. Okay, so let's go over this the comment section regarding what DBD posted. That's his latest posting, I believe. It's still his latest posting. Let me see here. He put up another posting 5 hours ago with some ice cubes. What is that supposed to mean, dude? This is some really, really strange behavior. It's either strange behavior or he's being put up to doing this. Like, what? This dude has 14 thumbs up, and he shared a Google image picture of ice cubes, a black and white Google image picture of ice cubes. I don't know. I don't know what to even think about this anymore. Anyway. So the people that commented on my channel, I'm going to start with the latest comments. Kirsten Nielsen says, "This guy is playing games, Eli. He has a very unhealthy obsession over you. Watch what he does when you ignore him. He's gonna amp it up. Please don't respond. Let him show himself for the fool he is. That was no more his mama writing that email than the man in the moon." Yeah, that email was fake. That email was absolutely a fake email. Now, I don't know. Here's the thing. I believe Miss T was showing genuine concern. I believe that she was not involved in setting up this scheme. That's what I feel. So when she got that email, she put it out there. And then all of a sudden, it was pretty much exposed that, this was all a hoax, and she took everything down, right? That's what I think happened. So, yeah, it was fake. And here's the thing. The way I know, Carl has 2 emails. One is his public email, disabled but deathly at gmail.com. And then he has another email I'm not going to put out there. But I will tell you this, if Miss T were to put that actual email address that she, blacked out, then we would know if the email was legit or not. Let's see. He was in no hospital, no self-harm, all for attention. I agree. People like this need to be iced out. I agree, and we're going to ice him out. But what I'm trying to do here is, number 1, vindicate myself, which I pretty much have. But number 2, there are people I care for that I want to work with that were believing this was true and that I was a part of this. Like RJ, for example, right? I care about RJ. I will always care about RJ. But if he keeps on flip-flopping back and forth, it's like it's just frustrating. So, I'm gonna make you a final offer here, RJ. And you're gonna have to choose. You're at the point right now, RJ, with me. This is with me, right? You can do whatever you want to do, but you're gonna have to choose, RJ. And I'll share more about that in a little bit here before we go off the air. He will get a new target. He went from near death to YouTube spewing BS overnight. No one is going to put up with his antics, and if he wants to blame you for his childish behavior, let him. Hopefully, Mama will help him. I didn't see one comment from any of his so-called support telling him to log out. If it was a self-harm, he would be held minimum of 72 hours. This clown was on YouTube like in 12 hours. Makes me mad people do this crap and blame someone for their problems. He needs to grow the F up. He's like a 12-year-old. Right, he is. Because he was trying to one-up me. He was trying to steal my audience. He was stealing my content. He was trying so hard to also, prove himself to the Legion that he's Legion worthy. Like, he was so desperately trying to, seek their validation and gain relevancy by doing this. And God, dude, wow. YouTube Clowns writes, good grief. He posted an old pic, 10 years maybe. Well, no, that wasn't him. That was a Google image. Got a suntan and hair growth for a couple months, all in 24 hours in ICU to YouTube land. Another clown for the collection. I have a feeling he's going to be another Miss P with the drama and lies. A lot of people have been calling him the male Mrs. P, and that's what you are, dude. You're becoming the male version of Mrs. Portland. And then again, Kristen Nielsen, 7 hours ago, writes, why is everyone escaping the asylum and coming to the drama community? His friends won't tell him to log off. Just watch. They will keep him around and hold his hand, all in the name of hate. Right. All in the name of, at least it was trying to paint me as the person that drove him over the edge, or could have driven him over the edge, but it was never my fault. Never. Then Beach Girl says, OMG, do we have the male version of Mrs. P going on here? I'm going to give you a big round of applause. Oh my God. Oh my God. Peter Scully says, hey, Patty, how you doing? Good morning. Hey, Donna, how are you doing as well? Just saw you both here. There's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. Peter Scully says, sounds like the firehouse method of propaganda. Put out so much information, people will latch into certain details. Well, they do that because they want to confuse you so you don't figure out what's really going on. The thing is, they know I'm way too smart. I've been around so long, and I know their methods. I know how these people concoct this stuff. So, I knew exactly what was going on from the very beginning. And that's why, I honestly feel James did the right thing. He pulled the plug. James pulled the plug because, he's like, this is not good for my group. This is not a good look for me or the people on my group. Yeah, you did the right thing. I'll give you that, James. You did the right thing. But I hope you continue doing the right thing. All I'm trying to do here is clear my name and basically, I want to rebuild my relationships with people that were ruined over content like this. That's all I want. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I want to do with RJ. At least I want to try to do that with you, RJ. Let's see here. Oh, let me make sure that the sound is still good. Sorry about that. I got to double check. You never know. James did the right thing. He pulled the plug. James pulled the plug because, he's like, this is... All right, we're good. All right, we're good and in sync. Perfect. Okay. And then furthermore, Beach Girl says they need to coddle him just like they did her. And what kind of monster they create? Well, it's just weaponizing these people for content. That's all it boils down to. I really wish you folks would understand that. God. Hey, Tia says under this posting, he has no remorse for what he did. He has no reason to target you. That was a miraculous recovery anyway. Miraculous recovery. I wrote, Tia, no joke. I think he has mental illness. I do. I think he does. Beach Girl then says, deathbed to YouTube in a matter of hours. Then Kirsten says, he's a fraud playing games. Where's Mama now? If everyone ignores him, he will have a tantrum. Most likely. I'm here to watch. These people that lie about this need to be iced out. Right. I agree. This whole thing needs to be iced out. And I think even Jamie agrees. That's why he's moving on and we're moving on. I just want the people that I care for to understand that I had nothing to do with this. And I want my friendship back with these people. I like you, RJ. I always have. And I just want you to stop flip-flopping back and forth. If you can do that. It's up to you, though, bro. And then Patty says, really sad that he felt the need to do all this for attention and people blaming you and calling you a murderer. He has risen. Yeah, Patty. Yeah, it is ridiculous. But at least most people know the truth now. Insidious says, I'd love to watch which psych meds he was released with and why he didn't go from ICU to a hospital ward instead of ICU straight to YouTube. Right. Beach Girl says in response, well, he obviously got 10 years younger in the 24-hour hospital stay. And boy, that hair grew like he'd been there for months. He must think we are all stupid. I know. I know. God. And then even Tiff got in on this. Tiffany says he's an effing weirdo. And I'm like, yup, LOL. How's your day going, Tiff? And she's like, at Coach Eli too. You know how it's going, Eli. Yeah, Tiff. I get it. Tiff. And I get back to Tiff and I say, LOL, it's all good, Tiff. Enjoy the rest of your day. And she's like, sure thing, Eli. Yeah. Then I asked her, Tiff, are you going live late night tonight? And she didn't get back to me, so she's been busy. She didn't go live. I'm sure she'll go live in the morning. So that is that. I wanted to see if there's anything else noteworthy. I put out a poll. 17 hours ago asking people if they feel he faked it because Silicone paid him. He faked it just for attention, but for no money, and he didn't fake it. So interestingly enough, and this poll has been skewed by the Legion. You see, this is what happens when you have to make it appear like it's real. Even your own audience will participate and just, go to your enemy's poll and skew the poll, right? So 10% chose he faked it because Silicone paid him. 42% said, he faked it just for attention, but for no money. And then 48% said he didn't fake it. So if you look at the numbers combined, faked it versus not fake it, 52% said he faked it, 48% said he didn't. It's pretty much down the middle, but we all know that number or those numbers are skewed by people that are just going to go along with the agenda of the fake instigated drama group. That's it. That's what it boils down to. Yeah, Tia responded in the comment section of that poll and said, I reported this post the day you put it up. Most people who really want to end things do not broadcast it. This all pisses me off. If you can't handle YouTube, you should not be on it. That goes for many people. I agree. I wrote back to Tia and said, I reported it to Tia. I will share more on a stream soon. And I did on that stream that I did yesterday in the late morning, early afternoon. Then AZ Prod says, yes, exactly, Tia. I was just going to say the same thing. It's the ones that stay silent and pretend everything's okay that take action. The loud ones just want attention, use it as a manipulation tactic. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to be careful of the quiet ones. You got to be real careful of the quiet ones. You do. AZ Prod says, just saw the fake pic he put up. Doesn't look anything like the guy in the videos on his channel. Right. Dude, we've seen what you look like. We've seen what you look like in your videos. Oh my God. TS says, definitely does not AZ Prod. I'm concerned for GLM. I've heard rumors, nothing concrete though. GLM is fine. There's nothing wrong with her. She'll be back. Blues Girl, I agree with you, Tia. And that is that. Now let me see if there are any other noteworthy postings there. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Let me see something here. All right. So I'm just going public and stating that I'm deleting a bunch of community postings because for many reasons. Number one, I want to protect my channel. And community postings can be flagged now. And I don't intentionally try to violate the terms of service, but you just never know. Okay. So, I know people screenshot things. So do I. I don't care. If you want to reshare them on your end, I really don't care. All you're doing is giving me more publicity, or giving Don and I more publicity. But that's pretty much everything I have to say for tonight. We have 55 people here. 10 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. I just want to say one more thing to you, RJ. It's gotten to the point of, RJ, where you're going to have to make a choice, RJ. You're going to have to make a choice. Okay? Now, typically I won't ask someone to make a choice, and you don't have to do as I say. I'm making a recommendation. Okay? It's like a recommendation. Because I'm not going to keep playing this back and forth game. And if you're going to allow people to continue to manipulate you, whenever something like this comes up, I don't want to keep putting up with it. Either you believe in me like I believe in you, or don't believe in me at all and stay on the other side. So you're going to have to choose, RJ. Do you want to be a part of our group over here? Because we're growing and we're going to be moving forward. Or do you want to stay a part of the other group? You got to make a choice at this point, RJ, because here's the thing. My content is completely different than the content over there. We are very far apart between us and the other side, and our content is not in alignment. So you can't play both sides of the fence, RJ. You can't. And if you want to be a real creator, then you know this is the right place to be. Real creators do not hang around groups that create fake instigated drama content and then weaponize other people to make something appear real that isn't, just to create content out of it, to create chaos and to create content from conflict, right? That's all this boils down to. Patty says, what was supposedly said to make him want to do this in the first place? Well, obviously, go back and watch the replay, and I explained a lot of that, Patty. But basically, what I figured, and I'm guessing, this is my theory, right? That 4 or 5 people were involved in this in the private chat. And basically one of those was DBD, and this was a purely concocted thing that was going to be used for content. But because I figured it out right away and people figured it out and it didn't go anywhere, I think that's when Jamie decided to pull the plug. That's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. And, honestly, here's the funny thing, and it's not even funny. Jamie didn't really even talk about this. Jamie has not talked about this. And here's the thing. Most of this is what I left out. Most of the creators that are a part of the Legion didn't talk about it. The only one that talked about it was Miss T, because I believe she wasn't a part of concocting this. So a group of people along with DVD concocted this, and Miss T wasn't a part of that, but they presented it to the group publicly in the Discord, and then they had to get a genuine reaction from Mrs. T or Miss T, so she had to be kept out of the loop of it being a hoax, so her reaction could be real towards me and make it appear like more damning, right? Jason says he was probably angry Eli flagged him twice and he got angry and decided to play games. Right. That's what I think caused it. Yeah. Patty says, Jason, that's the best I got of it. Yeah, no, I get it, Patty. I get what you're saying there. So, RJ, make a choice. Okay? You either want to be a part of fake instigated drama and be a part of content created from conflict and controversy and all that, or you want to create real content with us. Make a choice, RJ. RJ, you're still a moderator here. Make a choice by tomorrow or later today when you get up and let me know where you want to go. And listen, RJ, if you want to still be a part of that group, that's on you. But you won't be welcome here. I'm just letting you know. We're too far apart. We're too far apart, RJ. You got to make a choice. Okay? Because you've been flip-flopping back and forth. And initially, you were believing that I was, causing someone to want to end themselves when I had nothing to do with it. If you're going to allow people from a group like this to convince one of the most decent people you've met on this platform, and you've known him, which is me, for the last 5-6 years, if you're going to believe them and allow them to convince you I've done something wrong, and our 5 or 6 year friendship hasn't built enough trust to the point of where I'm a genuine person, then I don't know what to tell you, RJ. You got to make a choice. Make that choice. Let me know on your stream. Reach out to me, privately if you want. We're still connected on Facebook. Okay. Now, I'm probably not going to be up to watch this live in the morning. I'm going to be sleeping in. I'll check out the replay. So if you try to bring me on, RJ, I'm not going to be able to come on. If you want to do a show at some point over the next few days and talk more about this on your channel, or you want to come on mine, let me know. We can make it happen, RJ. But later for the rest of today, I'm going to be booked. But let me know. Let me know on your show this morning, because you said you're going to do another show in the morning. Which way are you going to go? And don't get mad. Don't say, you can't tell me where to go on YouTube. No, I can't. But I can also say you're not welcome here anymore. Because if you're going to question me on stuff like this, if you're going to believe people from this vile group regarding the most BS stuff, then I'm going to ask you to make a choice, because I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't. And that's that. So I'm done. I'm going to get some rest. Okay? This whole thing is all said and done. Jason says, RJ, you're welcome here anytime, but no more flip-flopping. No, right? No. He has to make a choice. He has to completely remove himself from that group. Because I'm tired of people convincing people I care for that I've done something wrong that I had nothing to do with. And again, Miss T, I think you were played. I think you were weaponized. And if you weren't, and you were part of the setup crew, that's even worse. But I don't think you were, because I know how you react when you feel someone's being harmed. You react in a very, very loud and straightforward way that cannot be faked, in my opinion. So based on your reaction, I believe you were being genuine. And I feel because of that, you were weaponized. Okay? If you weren't a part of setting this whole thing up, which I'm not saying you were, if you were not a part of that, then you were weaponized, because other people in your group knew exactly what was going on the entire time. There's no other way this would have happened. There was no point to do this for any other reason. I got to shave my beard and mustache and trim and dye it and do all that later today. I've been putting it off. Anyway, we're leaving 58 in the box, 10 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Please also get your channel memberships at least the $4.99 level and join Don and I live tonight here on Coach Eli, 2 members only. We're going to be discussing overcoming depression and how it affects you. Okay, if you want the replays to this live stream, or if you want the replay to this live stream, or any other past replays, or any other future potential members only pre-recorded videos, you're going to need to go with the $9.99 package. The $4.99 package will only get you members only live streams while they are live. So get your channel memberships, and please join us tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, we're at 1 hour and 17 minutes. Be good to each other.